I've actually been up. It's now 8:50, 8:48 to be exact. I've been up since about 7 a.m. Um, I just can't sleep. It's just too much between the air conditioning not being cool enough. The I don't have blinds up on these windows, so the sun just shines into my eyes. And and of course, I would try to go back to sleep around 8 a.m. to try and get a little rest, a little bit more rest. And the Charlie uniform November Tango upstairs dropped something heavy on the floor right above my bed, and I just woke up. What's the point? Um, I'm just so fed up with this person, man. Oh wait, hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up. Here is a compilation video of the noise that she's making. This is like 8 in the morning yesterday. More like maybe 8:50, 9 o'clock.
Looks like I gotta deal with this for a whole nother day again. From morning till late in the afternoon. I'm not gonna deal with this anymore.
And that was just from yesterday. That's just yesterday, from morning till in the afternoon, the noise that she makes. And then I came home after training my client last night. I didn't get home till around maybe 8:30, 8:45, made dinner, sat down to eat like around 10 o'clock. The only thing I've had all day to eat. And I just wanted to rest. And of course, I hear her shuffling around, dropping things on the floor. So there's just no peace and quiet. There's none at all. And I've lived in this building almost 3 years. And from the moment I moved in, there was construction in her apartment, and I don't know what they were doing. And I complained about it, and they said, "Oh, you might be mistaking them, the construction for the hurricane impact windows that they were installing all around the building." But they weren't on my side of the building yet. They were on the other side, working on the other side of the building, doing the window installation. But the noise I was hearing was from right above me. So they've been doing construction since 2021, and she's still making noise, and she's renting. The landlord or whoever owns it is still doing this. And I've contacted the association, and they have no permits to be doing construction. So there's got to be some legal precedent that I can file a lawsuit against them for this constant noise. I got to really look into it. And the sad thing is, I work for a law firm, but they tend to not tend, they don't really bother helping me when it comes to lawsuits. So I may have to find someone else. Anyways, sorry, I'm gonna get to the whole purpose of this YouTube video. So yesterday I was looking for a rejection here, and this will be equivalent on ES to, well, I wanted to be close to the bull flag, but it didn't quite make it there. Oh wait, hold on. It did. Sorry, it did. This is yesterday. I'm looking at this. So we had a rejection of the bull flag pre-market. My plan was to look to short another rejection, and I forget why I didn't take it. I think because I was just so busy with work, I didn't take this short. And I made a video talking about how this would have been a good short, but I would need a pullback to get in. And this candle right here is a 245 15-minute candle. And if you look here, right about 250. This pulled back enough that I could have gotten in, and you could see after I left to go to work out, if I had maybe stayed home a little bit longer, this thing just plummeted. It plummeted, and if you were able to get in somewhere in here and hold, although this would have been a good exit really, to be honest, but if you had, say, two options or multiple options, and you sold most here for your profits to lock in, and you decided to hold on a little bit longer, maybe for a swing, after seeing this strong drop here, or well, drop in the price, but increase in the put, probably would just sell all of your swings. Why even risk it? Um, so yeah, so let's zoom out and look at the rest of the day. So late in the evening, we dipped down to 3955, which is close to Adam Mancini's major target or major support, and we rallied overnight. Um, although right around 7 o'clock, ironically, when I woke up, the market started plummeting. So I did read Adam Mancini's tweet, and I recall that as long as we're above 3955, 3948, we should make our way back up to 3990. But, and this is an important spot, I should adjust 3985. Hold on, let me just check something out. I need to make sure what the next level, the next resistance is. Bulls need above 3990. All right, I'll just add. I'm a little confused because, okay, here's what we're gonna do. This was a 15 from before. Let me just go back to SPY. Was this the 15 or this was the 30 that formed yesterday? No. This line goes back how far? Okay, it goes back a while. I may have to remove this. All right, let's go back to, let me just remove. You know what? I will adjust this up here. Let's zoom in a little bit closer. Let's see how it looks on the 15. It's not that clear. But this is confluent to where we need to be for the rally. I just need to change this. Okay. And then what is this equivalent to? Is this the 4,000? I might have to remove this as well. All right, so bulls need above 3990. For us to start to rally, and after we rally, the next target I believe is 4012, right? No, 4010. Let's zoom out a little bit. I've got so many, I gotta get rid of some of these things. Why 410 though? This is why I get confused about Adam Mancini's, not about his levels, but where he derives them from, I guess. I wish he would do like a YouTube lesson of how he figures out his levels. So 410, what is the significance of 4010, I should say, 4010? I mean, his levels are almost always on point, so I'm not questioning it. I'm just wondering, what is the significance of 410? Well, let's see. Maybe we can find something on the hour. No, this is more like 414. In fact, I actually would rather move this to 414, but I'm just going to add another level, because this looks like a really good hour supply. And here's his 410 level. Oh, I wonder if 410 is confluent with his October low. That's probably what it is. Okay, that makes sense. And 3990 is the bottom of the bull flag, probably for him. Okay, that makes sense. So after we get past 410, what will be the next target? 4022. Okay, that's still there. I'm just gonna make this white. I'm tired of changing the color of this thing. So 417 and 414 I'll just remove. Alright, let's see if we can figure out where all these are on SPY. This is that level that I found, the 1 hour. Let's make that a little. And Adam Mancini's, so 410 is about equivalent to here, I think. So we got to get above this, and this is confluent with my October low on SPY, and not too far from the bull flag here. So where would 3955 be on SPY? 3955, that's exactly where we dipped overnight around 8 o'clock. Will that show on SPY though? Yes. So right about here. So I could probably do to move this down a little bit. I just want to make sure I have it lined up properly. Actually, it's even below this. Okay. Was it below the... No, not really. Okay. I have to remember though, they're not exact, these two. They don't really follow exactly the same. Alright. I'm just going to leave it there for now. Get back to a 15. Yeah, I might have to lower it a little bit more. So here's the possibility. We may, what is today? Wednesday. We may come back down here, close to support of 3955, and then begin to rally from there. So we'll have to look for a 15-30 minute demand forming, see if we can get a close to a retest of the demand to get in, and then take that long and hope that we can make our way up to 3990 on ES, or it looks like 397 on and it's pretty sad that I want to go up there and commit some acts on this person. I really do. Absolutely annoying. So if this can start to rally, we can get from 394 to 397. Not a bad 3-point move. So yeah, that's sort of the plan. And if this thing were to fail and fall, this would be the spot to short it. So we'll also look, if we miss the rally, we'll look to see if we can enter into a short if we see confluence here. But there probably won't be much confluence there because we will be just below the bull flag. There's no other trends around here. So yeah, it's not like yesterday. This was a perfect short. This was a perfect short. We had the confluence of the bull flag, the 15-30 minute demand supply being formed, and a rejection at a previous supply that was formed. So this was a beautiful trade. I'm so upset I missed that one. So yeah, that's the plan for now. Alright, just a quick update. I forgot I didn't select the option, so I did. I put a 397 call again, with the assumption that we may bounce here, confluent to 3955 or 3948. I know it looks expensive here at 106. I am hoping, since we closed up here yesterday, you know what, let me adjust the close. It looks like it was right about here that we closed just before pre-market. Let me make sure I have it exact. It looks like exactly we closed actually right here. Although this is 15 minutes after, so I probably should adjust this to here. Although the volume is questionable here, but whatever. Okay, so let's get back to our 15. So yeah, we closed here at 106. So I'm assuming with theta and the fact that we're below by almost $1, this should open around 50, 60, which still I can't afford. So I'm hoping as the day progresses, if we form a demand and get retested, it'll be worth a little bit less so I can get in, and then hopefully it starts to rally and we can make a little profit off of that. So again, we'll have to see. I know I'm back already. I'm sorry. I forgot it would be wise to also take a look at VIX. So yesterday, VIX hit this hour support that we had made. I forget if it was yesterday we made this or a couple weeks ago, but you can see here, this is the rally from the VIX, this dip here. I wonder if I should adjust this, and then a rally here. So what we would want to see is VIX get to this level at some point in the morning and then reject hard and fall. That would be nice. Let's see if we can see this on an hour and what this looks like. So yeah, this is our hour that we adjusted yesterday. This 4 hour seems to be making no difference right now. But yeah, we want it. I don't know what this is. Actually, I'm wondering if I should adjust this to here, because this is a clear hour right here. Let's see what we get in 4. Yeah, that's a 4 clearly, but yeah, that lines up nice. Let's see what it looks like on the 1. See, it doesn't line up here, but I don't know if I wanna move it yet. I think this is fine. Okay, we'll just work with that for now. All right. So yeah, we're gonna want to see that drop after it hits that okay. All right, everything's set up. All we can do now is just wait. Usually I miss the opening bell with the video, so let's see if I can catch it this time. Of course. We haven't quite made it to that resistance level that I showed earlier on VIX. So this needs to drop a little bit more. But I was right, it opened up around 60, 70-ish, but still expensive. I can't even afford to get in one option. So I need this to fall. Oh, I suppose I can pick a strike further out. Thing is, there's no guarantee that it will fall, because Adam Mancini says that as long as we're above this level, it should make it to this level. The problem for me is there's no guarantee it's going to drop down. So last week it was like this scraping noise, like they were taking, like they're trying to scrape paint. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like if concrete or something splashed on the floor and the wall, and you're trying to scrape that off or hammer it off. That's what I heard a lot last week. Yesterday was this, you just heard the grinding noise. Now it's back to this again. You know what? I should put an alert if we get to that spot on VIX. And interestingly, at VIX, let me pull VIX over. Interestingly, on VIX, we started off the morning on this high and then slowly dragged our way down, which was weird because that's not quite what happened for SPY. On SPY, we started off kind of down here and then slowly dragged our way up. Yeah, I guess that works for the VIX. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm confused about this part, but no, that makes sense. What doesn't make sense though is this big drop here didn't really manifest on VIX as big of a drop. In any case, I'm just gonna wait and see if we form our demand. If we do form a demand and we don't make it back down to 3955 on ES, then I'll have to pick a strike further out, which, you know what, I may as well do that now. We're on 397, 398. And just see what happens and then look to enter the long. Hopefully we get a clean demand zone formed and we get a clean retest and then a rally. Well, we came pretty close to let me bring VIX back over. We came pretty close to this level before pushing back down. I would have rather seen like a flush above and then a false breakout and a drop, but I mean, we're 11 minutes into the market, so whatever. But yeah, I wanted to see it dip further below here, but since this is dropping, then SPY is going to start to rally. And we are slightly rejecting off of this major level and also closing print from yesterday. So not much of a change. As far as the other option that I wanted to get into, it never got low enough for me to take advantage of it. So I'm just going to stick with the 398 for now. So yeah, nothing to report here. So yeah, it never really came back down to where I would have hoped it would. As I showed in that just a moment ago, it didn't quite make it to that level on VIX before the rejection, and bam, we've already begun to rally. Had I gotten in somewhere here, like in 30, 40, whatever, I would already be up 20 bucks for the day, which is, for me, for my small account, a pretty good investment, a pretty good profit. So, what can you do? I was hoping for a bigger pullback, and it's already rallying away. I even went down to a 5 minute. See, look, if you want to click on the time frame to change it, you can't, because the geniuses that designed Thinkorswim set it up so that this keeps shifting positions left and right over and over again when this changes, and there's no way to adjust it. There's nothing you can do. I don't know how people can design these things and make it in such a ridiculous way. All right, 5 minutes. Although with MK strategy, you're supposed to wait till 10:30, but you can see here we formed what looks to be a 5 minute demand here. There's no retest though, and bam. Although it's possible this might come back down. Let's go back to a 15. It's not the cleanest looking 15. If you don't want to count the pre-market, we don't have a demand. But if you count the pre-market, we do. So I'm just going to put an alert and see if we get back down below, let's say 41. And I do not like this app. Below. Why would I want to be alerted about the price if it's above when it's already above? Oh my god, dude. Alright. Let's see if we get a pullback. Well, what would be ideal is if this pulls back, we form a 15-minute demand, and we chop a little bit sideways, it pulls back, retests, and then we rally. In fact, if we do that, I'll have more confidence that we might rally a bit higher if this were to just chop a little bit. In fact, I think this might be too high. I'm going to put the alert at about 34. No, we'll do 35. Because if it does chop for a while sideways and then dips back down, theta will kick in and it's probably going to be lower. But I don't know. I just have to see it and see if it looks clean to go for it. Alright, so my alert went off because, as you can see, we've dropped below 34 or whatever it is I had put. This, for a moment, looked like a doji. It went down, thrusted back up. You can see here when that happened. And we just almost hit my $35 alert here, and then it spiked back up. And I thought, well, maybe I missed my opportunity. It's going to just go ahead and run up. But here we are now. We formed a 15-minute supply, and now we're pushing down to 3955 support. What might happen here, I'm just going to take a wild guess, is we might get a false breakdown where it just flushes below the 3955 support. Well, it's 3948 to 3955, so it's a zone of support. But now we can go back to our 397. Oh hell, we can even go to 396 if this keeps pushing further down, but let's keep it on 397 for now. Obviously now what I'm going to need to see is this thing form a demand zone somewhere at or about 394. Well, we just touched 3955.5. So Adam Mancini, if this starts to rally now, Adam Mancini will be right to the very dollar. Which usually he is. And I can't help but wonder, should I just jump in now? Or should I stick with my strategy and wait for a 15-minute demand to be formed? We're only halfway into this candle right now. It's amazing. I have noise canceling headphones on, and I have it on. I have it on right now, and I can still hear this piece of garbage upstairs just thumping around, dropping things on the floor. It's like literally almost every 30 seconds on average, or every 10 seconds really. She's dropping something on the floor, hitting something. Um, Sometimes it sounds like, imagine this, and this is a weird analogy. Imagine if somebody was in a tub and you're underneath them. You're under the tub is on the floor above you, and there's nothing but like thin plywood separating you and them. And the tub's empty, but they're holding like, I don't know, tools, metal tools or something, and they just keep shifting and moving around in the tub, and the tools are hitting the side of the tub every now and then. And you hear the thumping noises of them, like their elbows or whatever, hitting the tub, and it's making this noise. That's what it sounds like living under this piece of garbage human being. This perpetual, constant noise from 8, as early sometimes as 7:30 a.m. and as late as 3, 4 a.m. Luckily, I don't hear it at that time because I put my air conditioning on, and my air conditioning unit is like literally like 6 feet away from my bed, and it's loud and it's old, and it creates enough white noise that I get to ignore most of the noise that she makes. But on the rare occurrences in Miami where it's like, cold out, like 40, 50 degrees, which maybe happens like a week out of the year in Miami. It happened last year. It actually was Christmas Eve, and it was cold, one of those rare cold nights, and I didn't have my air conditioning on, and all I heard was this moron upstairs thumping and moving around and dropping stuff. And it was loud, and it was like 3:30, 4 in the morning, and I got up. I was so furious. I started punching the ceiling to the point where my fist started to bleed. I was so furious because I was exhausted, and I wanted nothing more than to go upstairs, kick down her door, and physically express my frustration to her. And I told you, I've met this woman, just like a middle-aged little Spanish woman. Hello? No, it's not me. I'm not making the noise. I never hear. I always work. Bull. Bull. She is always there. Always there, 24/7. In fact, she was there when I confronted her. How could you? That's just the weird. It's like me walking up to someone and kicking them in the nuts every 5 minutes. And the person says to me, you know what? I'm getting tired of you kicking me in the nuts. It's frustrating me. Stop kicking me in the nuts. And I look at them and say, well, not me. I'm nowhere near you when your nuts are getting kicked. Come on, bro. And of course, it's silent now. It's quiet because she can hear me talking. And this is what trips me out. This is a luxury building. I never hear my neighbors next door. The only time I ever heard my neighbors on this side was they were having a domestic and they were yelling at each other. And that was the only time I've ever heard them. Never. And then I used to have a neighbor on this side, a sweet older lady, and the only time I would ever hear her is when her grandkids came over and they were playing around. But I can barely hear them. They're just giggling and laughing, and that's not really an annoying noise. And it only happened, occasionally. So I really could care less. And it's just kids, having fun. And it wasn't at 3 in the morning or 7 in the morning, so I don't care. But this piece of garbage human being upstairs, you piece of trash that you can hear me right now, I despise you. And of course, absolute quiet. I don't hear the shuffling around, the thumping of noises, dropping metal items on the floor. It's quiet. And she does that. If I'm on the phone talking to a friend or something, she's quiet. You don't hear anything because she's nosy and listening to what I'm saying. But watch, when I stop talking, give it about a minute, it'll start up again. All right. So we're below 3955 now. and we're at 3952. Let me go ahead and switch this to ES. Hold on, I gotta take this call. Okay, I was on the phone the entire time, whatever it is, I stopped making my last video. It looks like we've made a very clean 50-minute demand, and I'm tempted to just go ahead and jump in here now. Let's see if we can pull back to maybe a 37. Let me go back to SPY. Look, we bounced right at my heavy order interest and right at the January 22 trend line. How far are we into this one? 5 more minutes until this closes. You know what? Let's see how far back we can pull back. I wonder if we may end up closing here a little bit low, and then the next candle we may retest and come back up. But you know what? I'm not going to get that picky. We'll go in at 35. We'll go in at 35. I know it's slightly against my rules. I normally would want to see it retest. But because I have so many confluences, we bounced exactly at 3950, which is within Adam Mancini's zone. We're bouncing just above the January 22 trend line on ES. We're bouncing at the January 22 trend line on SPY. But you know what? I probably should have waited for this 50-minute candle to close. It's only going to be 3 minutes, and see what the next candle is going to do. If the next candle retests and then starts to rally, that would be a good time to get in. What bulls would want to do is to make sure this candle closes above 3955, and we're just barely there. We're at 3955 now. The bears are trying to make sure this closes below and push it down. Yeah, that's what I should have done. I should have waited for this candle to close, and if the bulls are able to close it above 3955 and then starting the next 15-minute candle they can push it, then that'll be good. But unfortunately I got in too early. And this is sort of a make or break area for bulls. They really should be stepping up here. Man, this is the longest 2 minutes ever. At the very least, we want bulls to keep this above this line here that my cursor is forming. At the very least. I would like them to close above that weekly line right there for SPY at 394.8. See, what I'm afraid is going to happen now is that the bull's going to allow the bears to look like they have control. It's going to dip back down here again. This is going to go down to like 26, 27 on the option. And then they're going to push it forward to spook anyone out that has gotten long here to build up liquidity. I know I sound like I know what I'm saying, but I'm just half guessing here. And then if the bulls can succeed, then they'll rally. Otherwise, the bears are going to succeed in pushing this down, and then this is going to break below major support, and that's going to be a cue for everyone else to think, okay, no, this is not good. Let's go ahead and sell, which is going to include me. Yeah. So if this were to rally, I could have spared myself some loss, and if I could have probably gotten down into 20s, I could have put my buy limit at 27, 28, but it might even go lower than that still. In fact, this may just completely fail and drop, and the bulls just are probably going to drop the ball. Oh, and we are just below that resistance on VIX. So we need this to fall. VIX needs to fall. And this is not good. The bulls needed to keep this above this line. I know we're only 2 minutes into this 15-minute candle, but oh man. Anyways, I better start thinking about a stop loss. I think I might put it at 23. Ugh, that's still pretty close. I want to put it below this heavy order interest. I may risk losing 15 bucks. I know we still have about 11 minutes left on this 15-minute candle, but what would be ideal is if this 15-minute candle can close above 3955 and above this weekly level here. And I haven't even talked about the target yet. I think I'm going to set my target at 3990, which was Adam Mancini's target, which is here, 397. So, and this is the 397 strike. So if we were to grind slowly up to get to here, which I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, then this option will be worth about $100 and something. I don't know, like 110, 115. If it can do that within the next few hours, but if it's later in the day, probably not. One thing I find interesting is Adam Mancini often says that he's done trading by 11 a.m. and he rarely trades beyond that. And I sometimes have to remind myself that his trading starts well before 9:30 though. He can take a long at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. So he has more time. Whereas for me, I can't start until after 9:30. Oh my God. I wish I had like two cables that were just pulling at angles to separate my shoulders from the socket, because after I work out, my shoulders are killing me. Ugh. And it feels so good to grab onto something and just hang. And you can feel the separation in the shoulders and your lower spine, just that temporary relief. And here again is where I wish I can get multiple options. If I had bought 10 options if I had done what I was supposed to do and wait for this candle to form and look for a pullback, I could have gotten in at 28 or 30. But let's say hypothetically, no, let's not do hypothetical. Let's just do what I did here. I got in 35. If I got in at 10 options at 35, I'll be up $100 right now. Well, almost close to it. I would sell 7 of them, maybe 8, make my 80 bucks, happy with that. And then the last 2 options, I'll hold on to see if they go even higher. And then those 2 options will probably make me another 80 bucks, just those 2 options alone, if I can sell them at the target at 397. But yeah, this is how you can make money if you had a big fat account. I mean, instead of one $35 option, if I got 100, mind you, and I spent, $3,500 plus the $100 commission I'm gonna have to spend when I sell, um, and I can sell. Let's say this gets to let's say I want to sell at VWAP, and at VWAP this might be worth around 50 bucks, right? That's $1,500 minus the $100 commission that you would have made in 5 minutes. Imagine that, making $1,500 in just a few minutes, and you can go on and do the rest of your day. For me, I would love to go and train a couple clients for the day, and train myself, and good to go. I'm probably going to sell soon because I've gotten to the habit where I don't want to be greedy and just take my options, my money. We're at 35. I'm going to set the sell at 65. Shit. Sorry. I always forget that. I'm sorry. Let's try 66. That will be 100% profit on my investment. Unfortunately, it looks like some other people are selling now. And my worry is that we're at the closing print, which acted as resistance earlier today. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Is that the total amount? Okay, 62. All right, I gotta do that. Yeah, it looks like I'm either I should just shut up and be patient, and this is just a minor cool off, and we're gonna keep pushing a little bit higher, or I should have sold when we hit 60. I don't know. But something tells me I should just step away from the screen. Actually, I have another voice telling me, I have multiple voices in my head telling me to take this 66 sell limit off and be greedy and put it higher to our target, and just trust Adam Mancini's always right, because he always is. like 90%, 80%, the minimum. He's right. This is going to make its way to 3990. And if it does, I'm going to be leaving a lot of money on the table again. I should decide soon because this is going to sell. I'm good. Yeah, I was waiting for him to tweet, and here it is. The prophet himself. Key support tested and bounced on Q and ES 3955, 3948 has been key support of the 1 week range, and we just hit and rallied. Second, first was overnight. After multiple tests, it is vulnerable to failing if this bounce fails. 3983. Where did 3983 come from, Adam? 3983, 4007 next up. 3983 is a good distance above. I thought it was 3990. Oh, this means it's going to push up a little bit higher and I could have made a little bit more money, but whatever. All right. Yep. I wish I had waited till his tweet came in, but I thought 3990 was the next one up. I don't have 383. Oh wow, I have a wonderfully powerful craving for some pure coconut water, which must mean my potassium levels are pretty low, or magnesium. Because I had a pretty intense workout yesterday, and like I said, all I had all day yesterday was my oatmeal smoothie in the morning. After I worked out and I was driving to my client, I had like a veggie milk strawberry banana apple smoothie with spinach, and then I got home and cooked dinner, and that I just force fed myself that while watching Andor. Wow, what a good show. What a good show. I didn't think it was going to be good after the first episode, but man, just a good episode. Anyways, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I think maybe I should walk away and have something to eat after I finish this one assignment. Green today, nothing yesterday. Yesterday should have been a green day. I should have taken that trade, and green on Monday. So far so good. Let's see if I can keep this up. Do you hear that? Do you hear this piece of garbage once again hammering away? I wanted to show VIX. Yes, I clearly sold early. I know. Um, but I mean, please don't blame me for it. It's just I don't want to be greedy, and once I'm in the green, I just want to go ahead and take my profits. I sold at 64. Clearly, it was early, and one other indication why I may have sold early, even without Adam Mancini's tweet, is once again, let me bring VIX back over, and here, this 4 hour support is where I probably should have sold. This would be a good spot to sell. It may even spike below. In fact, it may even go all the way down here, which would be ideal if I was still in the trade. But we got our rejection off of this level. So we had our confluences. Excuse me, we had our confluence of our rally from 3950 support given by Adam Mancini, our rejection of this resistance here on VIX, our January 2022 trend line here on SPY. We have a 30-minute and a 15-minute demand zone forming here. Just plenty of confluences here to give confidence to go ahead and take the trade. As far as to where to sell, though, I don't know. Maybe I should have tried 70, but this is probably going to cool off for a little bit before it pushes further and higher. I wanted to ask Adam Mancini in his tweet if he believes we're still going to follow seasonality, but um, I don't think he's going to listen to me. You know what? I'm going to ask. How do I word this? Are we still somewhat seasonality? Come on, brain it. Seasonality. Sorry, I'm just, yeah. After paying my rent, I've got barely any money in my account, and I love how this Experian, I use Experian, and I love how they tell me, "You're poor, you ain't got no money." Um, anyways, all right. Well, another green day. I've got 19 bucks left in my account to trade for the day, but I think that's enough. Is it? You know what? I say that it is possible that later today we may make our way up here, and we may form a supply, and we may drop. So it's it might be foolish for me to even think about it, but it's a possibility just to look into. Squeeze a little extra money if it does, but it was gonna have to show multiple confluences obviously for me to take it short. But anyways, okay, quick update. I never wanted to go get breakfast after all. The hammering has continued, and it's definitely the person upstairs without a doubt. Because I would like put my phone up there, and I can hear them hammering, and I can feel the vibration on the wall when they'll drop like nails or something on the floor. So it's definitely this person upstairs. So I sent an email to the association manager. She'll probably ignore it, but I want to know if they do actually have a permit to be doing this construction, and if it's not them, if it's someone else, because this has got to stop. Anyways, it looks like I was right to sell as early as I did, because as you can see, we've turned all the way back around. We only got as high as it looks like here 70, and I sold at 64. So it really is a good thing I sold when I did, because this turned fully around and has dropped, and we are now at 3974, 3976, and the support was 3955 to 3948. So is it possible we might just have a quick flush down and a false breakdown? Yes, but I don't think that's going to be the case here. I mean, I could be wrong, obviously, because this level's been tested so often. And I will say this. Oh, yes, and the VIX. Let me bring the VIX back over. I forgot to take my amino acids this morning. I always forget that. Or did I? I Yeah, I did. I did. We never made it here, which is unfortunate, and we just fell hard. So we may bounce here. I don't know, but it is a good thing I sold when I did. It really is. Anyone else who was holding, hoping we might make our way up to the next target, just had to likely sell. If they're using options, if they're using futures, I don't know how that works. I mean, if it's like stocks, then this is not that lower than where you would have gone long. So, but I mean, it probably makes sense to have your. Let's look at where ES is it probably makes sense to have your stop loss somewhere at or above the January 22 trend line. If we fall below here, this thing's gonna dump. In fact, where would be the next spot that this goes down to if it were to fall? That was Adam Mancini's earlier tweet. Okay, if 3948 fails, the next leg is 3920. Ooh, that is quite a way down. Let's see if we can zoom this back even more. Yeah, we're gonna have to really go big time because it's just not gonna. Why do I still have this? What a mess. Okay, 3920. 3920. Okay, let's adjust. Yeah, I have it here. I just don't know how I can zoom in without. Yeah, I just can't with with Thinkorswim. It's just so annoying. But yeah, this is gonna be a drop. Let's just, out of curiosity, look at our puts. 3920 should be around 390 on SPY. Okay, let's get back to SPY, go back to our 15. Man, well, what do you think? Should I risk it? Get in here at $12, or should I just be happy with the money I've made today and just walk away? Oh, sorry, there's a muscle in my lat, or is it my rotator cuff that's spazzing? I really need to walk away and get some protein. And I'm surprised it's somewhat quiet today so far. So yeah, I should take advantage of this. If I was gonna take this short, I should have probably done it earlier. I should have probably done it here when this 15-minute supply formed, and then this just, and you know, this candle just, oh yeah, this one is the one that just started. Yeah, this is, you know, I don't know, maybe I should take this short. Hmm. No, I should just be happy with the money I made and just call it a day. That's what I should do. I'll just watch for now. All right, good thing I didn't take this short. This only peaked at like $13. It doesn't matter. Either way, we got a new demand forming just below the January 22 downtrend, just above the heavy order interest line. False breakdown, and we're back up again. So let's look at the option I was using before, which was 397. Look at that. Wow. This got as low as $12. When did this one form? This is 11:15. 11:15. Wow, so this candle was forming right at 11:15. I could have gotten in if I got in before $19 because that's all I have, and held up until right now and sold. That's another 40, almost $40 I could have, well, let's say $30, a little over $30 I could have made taking this long. Oh wow, and on ES, perfect bounce at January 22. Look at that, just bounced right off and came back up. I was busy making breakfast, which I still haven't eaten yet, and this is a really good trade right here. I was thinking while I was making breakfast, I was thinking about how if I had followed, see, remember on Monday I took a short and I sold early because I was following MK strategy, and I sold my short just above a previous demand that had formed. Even though technically MK strategy would be that I shouldn't be trading at all because it was still early in the day, I think. Or was it? Or was it later? I don't remember. But the demand I was talking about was formed earlier in the day. It had formed, not long after the market opened. So I sold just above there, but it fell through there and went right to Adam Mancini's level. Here, though, today I chose to sell early, following MK strategy because this 15-minute supply had formed here, which was a concern for me. So that's why I decided to sell at like 64 or whatever it was here, which was like right at that supply zone. And we fell from there. So I guess if I had extra funds or if I just wanted to try playing around with more, getting more profits, I could have taken that supply short since we made sort of another supply below that supply. But now we've made a demand just below another demand. And it looks like we're now rejecting again at and creating a supply just below that supply. So if this pattern continues, you might end up forming a triangle today, which will explode. They'll have a trending move one way or the other. So yeah, this is interesting. But anyway, just wanted to give that update. Alright, this is probably going to be my last update, and I might just submit it from here unless I see something big happen the rest of the day. But let's talk about a few things. This is where we made our profit today. We ended early, we sold early. Well, no, we sold thinking that we sold early when in fact it was a good time that we did. It was good that we did sell early. This 30 or 15-minute supply formed, hard drop. Another demand formed. Confluent is something else. I just realized something else from before, but this key pivot point was from before our rally, so I have to re-edit that label. Anyways, formed a nice clean demand and rallied from here, but hit the brick wall from before. You know what? I might as well just change the color of this. Nope, not that one. And tried to peek past it, but then it just wouldn't happen, and we sold back down again. It wasn't as hard a drop, but still. And once again, we're making a demand zone here to this one, and maybe they could rally it from here. I don't know. Let's look at it from ES point of view. Essentially the same thing. I mean, we're dropping this morning, chopped a bit, formed this supply, fell, formed this demand, rose, formed this supply, fell, formed this demand, rose. Previous supply, fell, forming a new demand. Let's see what happens after this. Maybe the bulls can pull it off and we can get away from this January 22 trend line. Adam Mancini never responded to me, so whatever. But we did look at the seasonality before, and as we saw, that's half is just too much files. I thought I recently pulled it, but no, I pulled so many files since then. We may end up rallying here, but anyways, March, I believe we're supposed to have something of a bullish run in March, definitely in April. May, not so much. June and July are supposed to be bullish, from what I remember. But we'll see. Oh yeah, I wanted to pull over VIX to show how things were on VIX and where we fell. That was this morning. Yeah, this morning we had a little rally. God bless it. Where did we? I think this is where we took our profits. This little rally up here, and then this was the dip that looked like it almost broke below the January 22 trend line, came back up, hit the brick wall. We're back down again. This is where we formed our new demand, and we're coming back up again. So, but you can see we're sort of ping-ponging between these two areas. So. Oh yes, and I did get a response from the association head. Unfortunately for me, the jerk-offs upstairs did indeed finally get a permit to do renovations. I asked when the renovations were, if there were renovations, when would they be complete, and she neglected to answer that part of the question for me. So the thing that sucks for me though, it's kind of irrelevant because they can always just go back and renew the permit and just extend it. So basically I'm stuck now living under some jerk offs that have been doing construction since I moved in March of 2021. And here we are now, March of 2023. So 2 years. Wait, yeah, March. Yeah, 2 years of constant construction in this building. If it's not from the guys renovating the building on the outside, it's from the jerk offs upstairs. And in the place I lived before, man, dug up and they dug up the road in front of the building where I was living. The building was a small, cheap, old building, meaning that if a car drove by with the loud exhaust, the walls, the floor of my building would literally shake. And this is Miami Beach. Everyone here needs to rev their engine and, drive like they're, I don't know, like they're maniacs. Which I'm a hypocrite for sounding like that because I like to drive fast too. I have a little sports car, but um, when I'm in a residential area, I don't purposely rev my engine just for the hell of it. But they dug up the entire road, put in new water pipes, then renovated the canal or the water inlet across from that. Then, while that was all going on, a hotel was built next to me. And then, when that finally was done, and I thought, oh my God, finally I can get some peace and quiet, they built a parking garage next to the hotel. I was there from 2017 to 2021. And in all that time, it was nonstop construction. And at night, I had Airbnb next door to me and Airbnb underneath me. And I'll have to go partying and playing music at 3, 4 in the morning. Whatever gray hairs I have, whatever issues with sleep I've had, likely started there. I was as miserable as a person can get living in that building. So this building isn't anywhere near as bad. It's just it kind of sucks to be paying close to $2,000 a month in rent for a studio, and you have foil paper for blinds. You're listening to construction all day in an apartment where the air conditioning only somewhat works. It's I don't know, but that's what I get for living in Miami. Anyways, guys, I hope I can continue this 2 day winning streak. It would have been 3 days if I traded yesterday properly, but this was a tricky day. I very easily could have said, you know what, I'm going to hold on to this option and let it go up to Adam Mancini's level of 3.8, whatever, or 3.90, and I would have been dumbstruck. Is that the word? Dumbstruck? Awestruck? Bamboozled? I don't know. I would have been upset because I would have lost almost everything here. So, all right, there's more work to do.